Luke Austin Halpin is an American actor, beginning a prolific career as a child actor at the age of 8. Halpin is perhaps best known for his role as Sandy Ricks in the feature films Flipper and Flipper's New Adventure, as well as for reprising his role for the television series adaptation, also titled Flipper. Early life. Halpin was born in Astoria, Queens, New York City to Helen Joan and Eugene A. Halpin. His father was of Irish and German descent, and his maternal grandparents were Polish. He grew up with his family in Long Island City. He has an older brother, Eugene, Jr., and an older sister, Joan. He and his siblings were raised as Roman Catholics. Career. Early career. Halpin's career began when a music teacher, impressed by Halpin's all-American look, encouraged him to try acting. In 1955 he co-starred with Natalie Wood in an episode of Studio One entitled Miracle at Potter's Farm. Numerous roles followed, and by his mid-teens, Halpin had appeared on many of the major TV series of the day. Armstrong Circle Theatre, the United States Steel Hour, Studio One, Kraft Television Theatre, Hallmark Hall of Fame, The Phil Silvers Show, Harbor Master, The Defenders, Route 66, Naked City, The Everglades, and had a recurring role for 6 months on the soap opera Young Dr. Malone. Halpin's early career also included several stage roles. He made his Broadway debut in Take Me Along starring Jackie Gleason, and appeared in Sunrise at Campobello, and with Mary Martin in both Annie Get Your Gun and Peter Pan. Halpin also acted in plays that were televised on the Play of the Week, including starring with Broadway luminaries Burgess Meredith and Zero Mostel, in the critically acclaimed avant-garde play Waiting for Godot. Flip. Halpin's most famous role came when at age 15 he was picked to play the 12-year-old Sandy Ricks in producer Ivan Tors' 1962 feature film, Flipper, starring alongside Chuck Connors, who played Sandy's father and fisherman Porter Ricks. The successful film spawned a sequel, Flipper's New Adventure, released in 1964, and with new co-star Brian Kelly as Porter Ricks, a trainee park ranger who, after his training, is assigned to the fictitious Coral Key Park, and young widowed father to Sandy. Kelly and Halpin kept the same roles for the Flipper that commenced filming in the summer of 1964, adding younger brother Bud, played by Tommy Norden when Norden was 11. Famous character actor Andy Devine appeared in the first season, and Swedish actress Ulla Stromstedt appeared in the second season, along with guest appearances from a number of veteran actors such as Hunt Hall, Jean-Pierre Aumont and Gloria DeHaven, as well as several actors who would become famous in later years such as Burt Reynolds, Martin Sheen, Barbara Feldon, Jessica Walter, Cheryl Miller, Linda Day George, David Soul and Daniel J. Travanti. Halpin was chosen by Tors for the role of Sandy Ricks because of his skills in the water as well as his extensive prior acting experience. He also proved able to bond quickly with the dolphins who played Flipper. This chemistry paved the way for the launching of the TV series after the 2 feature films. By the time filming of the TV series commenced, Halpin had become an expert skin and scuba diver and exhibited an easy athleticism that enabled him to perform many of his own stunts in and below the water, including a number of dangerous scenes involving sharks. His popular TV character became defined by many water activity-related plots, with him often wearing nothing more than what came to be his signature cut-off blue jeans shorts. The Flipper ran for 88 episodes from 1964 to 1967 and is still in syndication. It was filmed in the park in waters around Key Biscayne, Florida, at the Ivan Tors Studios and the Miami Seaquarium, both in Miami. The series performed strongly in the hotly contested Saturday night TV slot, rating in the top 25 of all TV shows in its debut 1964-65 season. The series made Halpin a famous teen idol, especially among adolescent viewers. He was often featured in such magazines as Bravo, Teen Life, 16 magazine, and the earliest issues of Tiger Beat. On the basis of his appearances in the original Flipper feature films, Halpin was a guest contestant on the CBS panel show To Tell the Truth just prior to the beginning of filming of The Flipper, on the 30th of March 1964. He appeared on the show again just prior to the filming of the second season, on the 15th of April 1965. Later work after Flipper ended, Halpin appeared in feature films, including as Stu McRae in Ivan Tors Island of the Lost, as Bo in If It's Tuesday, This Must Be Belgium, as Keith in iconic niche horror movie Shockwaves, and as Ken Wilson in Flipper co-creator Ricky Browning's Mr. No Legs. TV guest appearances in the years shortly after Flipper, including as Kenny Carter Jr. in the Carl Betts series Judd, for the Defense, as a celebrity contestant on The Dating Game, as Ben Cabot Jr. in Bracken's World, as Greg in Ivan Tors Primus, and as Eric Bates in Caribe. He appeared in Death Valley Days in 1968, where he played Sandy King, a young member of the Curly Bill Brocious gang, who is befriended by a United States Army lieutenant, played by Sam Melville. A notable later appearance was in the 1980 television movie The Ordeal of Dr. Mudd, a dramatization about Samuel Mudd, the Maryland physician who was imprisoned as an accomplice to John Wilkes Booth in the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. Mudd for treatment. After acting. Following an acting career that spanned 3 decades, Halpin began working as a stuntman, marine coordinator, diver, and speedboat pilot for such feature films as Never Say Never Again, Porky's Revenge, Flight of the Navigator, and Speed 2. Cruise Control, as well as for the television series Miami Vice. He also continued to make cameo appearances, most notably, on the television series Key West, Miami Vice, and in the 1996 feature film remake, Flipper, starring a 15-year-old Elijah Wood as Sandy Ricks. Halpin lives in Rotonda West in Charlotte County on the west coast of Florida with his third wife, Deborah. He has 3 sons, Kyle Austin Halpin, Blair Luke Halpin, and Courtney Luke Halpin.